Welcome back to Arkansas Bigfoot, everybody. Great to see you with us today. Well, I hope each and every one of you had a fantastic Thanksgiving and holiday weekend. I know we sure did. Well, today I wanted to bring you along with me on a little experiment. If you watched our Thanksgiving video, you'll see this old gnarly tree that we introduced you to. A place that Rachel and I both feel acts as a type of gateway, a window, an energetic passing through point out in the woods. And in the Thanksgiving video, I had talked about possibly bringing a camera out and just setting it up next to the tree to see if it would pick up or record any kind of oddity, any type of energy, movement at all through there. And so that's what we're going to do today. I hope you find it interesting. The first part is the daytime footage, and we will probably try it again at nighttime to see if the activity level increases at night. There's plenty of activity through the daytime portion that I filmed out here, but it'll be curious to see if it increases even more so after dark. Now, the equipment that I use today is basically the K2 EMF meter that you've seen us use before, the Polo D7100 camera, digital camera, and the Ghost Radar app on my phone. Now, the reason I picked this camera is because in experiences past, we've had a lot of electromagnetic interference and actually failure on equipment, causing it to not work right again. Now, this isn't really a high-end camera, but it works okay, and I thought if something were to happen to it, to fry it or frizzle it out, at least it wouldn't be one of the more expensive cameras that we typically use. Here at the beginning, you'll see I'm adjusting the focus on the camera, and then I kind of step back and look to make sure everything is working correctly, and then I walk completely away from the scene. I've got another little small camera that I'm going to go set up at that structure that we showed you in that video and let it run, and later in this video I'll put a portion of that up on the screen. So there you see my reflection in the phone. I'm stepping off and going away. All of this was left to its own, and already there's energies appearing on the radar grid. And the radar grid, as best as I can determine, each ring represents approximately 10 feet, and it runs out to about 60-70 feet. The closer they are to center, the closer they are to the phone, to the app itself. Now, of course, the radar app will pick up energies at a farther distance than the EMF meter will. The EMF meter really needs something to be almost on top of it in order for it to register. And what we noticed is that things that are on this side, on the playing field that we live in, this 3D realm that we're in, you'll see on the radar screen the dots and energies appear on that first, and then as they try to move closer toward the tree, then the EMF meter will light up. What I found interesting later on as we watched through the video, it's just the opposite when things that are on the other side of that window are trying to come through. The EMF meter will fire up first, and then once they come through, it will show up on the radar grid. That's something I thought was kind of fascinating. Kind of gives a perspective of this side, that side. Another thing that I thought was really interesting was this camera at the tree today has a really distorted look to it. And I've used this camera before. Normally it's a lot clearer image. And you can see the radar app is lighting up and the EMF meter is lighting up. Something from this side is trying to get to the tree or pass through it at this point. And this happens maybe a half a dozen times or so. And then it's like it switches direction as we get farther into the video. But for whatever reason today, this camera, it's kind of a watery effect to it. I'm not sure if it's the energy coming off of the tree that's causing that. Like I said, I know from past experience using the camera that the image is typically a lot sharper than what it's showing here. It's got a new memory card. Focus has been adjusted on it, but for some reason it just looks like it's a watery image. You see on the radar app we've got an energetic signature on it about 10 feet away, and the EMF meter will light up slightly like something is just tickling it, passing over it or around it. Now we have two on the screen. And they kind of come in and out, back and forth, kind of playing a game, I think, like trying to see how close they can get without tripping the EMF meter, or maybe just coming up to it out of curiosity. And around the 12 to 13 minute mark, you'll see 4 of them appear on here, and then the EMF meter will spike all the way into the red. Now this is out in the middle of the woods. There's no type of power lines, no type of electronic devices other than what you see right there on the screen. Nothing plugged in or running that should create an electromagnetic field like that to trip the EMF meter. So, you know, obviously something has to be occurring out there for that to happen. And this time frame and from here on out, you'll notice a lot of it is going in the reverse fashion. You'll see the EMF meter kind of tickle the lights a little bit, and then something will appear on the radar screen. And it's my thought or my hypothesis that it's something on the other side, through the looking glass, that's trying to come into this side. Now, I know this is probably not the most exciting thing in the world to watch, but, you know, these tests, if we don't experiment and explore, we don't know, other than speculation, what could or couldn't happen. Yeah, so we do this and try to assess whatever information we can from it. Now here we've got 4 different ones, 2 red hot spots and 2 green spots that just disappeared a second ago, but they're dancing all around this grid. Those are on this side, and then you'll see the EMF meter tickle a little bit. I think it's a curiosity. They're wanting to see what I'm doing out there, what kind of setup is going on. This is the first time, really, other than that little section of night video, that we've done anything around this tree with a camera or with any kind of electronics. So I do believe that they're curious and coming up close enough, trying to figure out exactly what all is transpiring. And right there, the EMF meter was going off, and then the lights on the grid came on. It's like they had passed through to the other side of the window and then came back through, forward and reverse. Now, whether these are elemental energies, spirit energies, Sasquatch energies, I can't factually say beyond a reasonable doubt exactly. But it's obvious that there is some type of energy passing back and forth around or through this tree. Now there's the camera with the little structure. I should have angled it a little more off to the left so you could see the hollow that's inside of it a little clearer. But it looks like sitting inside of a teepee or inside of a pyramid of sorts. And it's a depression down in the center of it, and actually looks like something has been sitting down in it. But I wanted to turn that camera on while the other equipment was running to see if it would pick up any kind of, orb or energetic anomaly around it. I'll just let this run for a little bit and watch. I'm always fascinated with doing experiments like this because you never know what the results are going to be. And we needed to start somewhere with it as a gauge, and then we'll try to do this again after dark and see if there is a difference or a spike in the activity. They say that once it's dark out, once the sun goes down, the veil becomes thinner, and a lot of things are more readily able to pass in and out, back and forth. Well, this has got quite a bit of activity for daytime, so I'll be curious to see what the nighttime variation of it is like. Recorded roughly 45 minutes of this footage, and it was active all the way up until about the 18-19 minute mark, and then it slows down. So I'm not gonna make you watch through all of that. I'll go ahead and speed it up to the end. One thing that I thought was really interesting when we get to the very end is up in the upper left corner of the screen. You can see something small passing just through the corner of the screen. Now this is the end of November. It's cold outside. I'm wearing a coat and gloves. There shouldn't be any type of, might have a moth or something at night, I could understand that, but there's something that moves across that upper left-hand corner of the screen that I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's got a glow to it. I appreciate everyone coming along for this little experiment today. We're going to try it and compare it against the same thing during the nighttime hours. If you want to see that, let me know and we'll post that. I just thought it would be fascinating to see if I could get any type of activity to show up on the meters today, and I think we succeeded in that. Thanks a lot for tagging along, and we'll catch you next time down the trail. Thanks.